Well, here we are sitting in our Zoom Radio Entrepreneurs studios all over the Boston area. My name is Jeffrey Davis. Welcome back to all our listeners and friends of Radio Entrepreneurs who've connected us to over 1 million people over the last few years. And I just got a report this week that we are actually ranked in entrepreneurial searches in England now. So our connections continue to get out there. Our next guest is Mark Magnacca, co-founder and president of Allego. Allego.
Allego, you got it.
Oof. Sorry about that. Got your name right. Well, welcome, Mark. Tell us about the company.
Well, thanks, Jeffrey. Allego is in the sales enablement space. And for those of you listeners who aren't familiar with that, sales enablement basically relates to everything that's involved in helping to enable salespeople to get ready to sell. So it includes both the training they receive as well as the technology that supports them, everything from content that they need to consume themselves to content they need to share with their customers, as well as coaching, as well as collaboration. So all of that fits under what used to be called sales training.
And does that include, I'm not trying to expand you further, but does that include some form of CRM as well?
It does not. It does not. It actually, we're a separate space from CRM. So if you think about the average salesperson, they log into their CRM program that has typically their calendar and their contacts. And you can think of us as sort of a separate swim lane, although one that's connected. For some of our clients who use, for example, Salesforce.com, the short form video content that is a big part of the Allego platform actually populates right inside of their CRM, whether it's Salesforce or another one. So it allows them to consume information that they need. You can think of it almost like a corporate YouTube, in the same way that we go to YouTube to learn how to do things quickly from short form videos. Imagine being a salesperson and you're new and you're trying to remember, how do I fill out that expense report? Or how do I describe that product? Imagine being able to just click a short video from a peer who's recognized as someone who's really good at doing that.
So one of the things I've read about you is that you think that traditional sales training is broken. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, well, I think traditional sales training was broken actually before the pandemic, and the pandemic pretty much sealed it. And the reason I say that is because the idea of flying people across the country for a multi-day program, having them drink from a fire hose from say 6 or 8 hours in a day, having virtually no follow-up training or reinforcement, which was pretty standard among most of the sales training companies. And I can say that because I was in the sales training business and I was guilty of doing the same thing as everybody else, because that's how we did it. But now we know better, and we know that that's just not the way adults learn. Most of us learn by modeling behavior, and we need to practice and we need to have reinforcement. So the paradigm of flying away for sales training and then coming back has really changed big time. And then with the pandemic, people realized you can actually in many ways do it better. That's not to say there's no value of getting together in person. It's just that doing it with the express purpose of learning has proven to be a challenge.
Well, it sounds like you've embraced more of a coaching model. Is that correct?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think if you look at any of the statistics, what you'll see over and over again is that sales reps want coaching, but they want coaching that is precise. They want coaching that's direct. One of the best tools that we've seen is a whole new arena in the sales world that's called conversation analytics. And you can really think of it as call coaching. So imagine being able to take every Zoom call, every online interaction like this, have it recorded, but not just record and have a transcription, although that's valuable for note-taking, but be able to look at how often you were speaking, Jeffrey, and how often I was speaking, be able to match that up as a prospect and a salesperson, and then be able to synthesize what is it that the top salespeople are saying versus the average or bottom salespeople, who's talking more, what words are they using, and really bring science to the art of sales.
So if you're talking about art versus fire hose, which I understand, I've observed and been part of both types of sales training programs, and I'm a bigger fan of what you're describing. Who you have as staff is very important. So tell me about the team.
Well, the team is a pretty amazing team, I have to tell you. We're just over 200 people strong right now. And I want to make a distinction here in terms of the Allego team and our clients. The beauty of our platform is that the coaching that I'm referring to is coming from the sales managers and the sales leaders at our respective clients. We're the ones who built the platform, but the ones who are actually doing the coaching are our clients' sales management, not us.
So you're teaching them how to coach.
Well, we're giving them the tools to be able to scale their coaching. So whether it's the call coaching that I just described, the ability to have people record a short form video where they are rehearsing, in effect, practicing what they're going to say, and then being able to get direct, what we call point in time feedback from their managers. So imagine, Jeffrey, you record a short video and it's the initial opening conversation you're going to have with a prospect. You share that with me in this asynchronous format. I get to watch the video and I can put the equivalent of sticky notes throughout the video for you. We call it point in time feedback, and say, Jeffrey, spot on right at that point. Did you notice what happened to your expression at this moment? Did you notice how your tonality changed? I want you to do that part again. So we can do this back and forth privately, asynchronously, until you're ready for prime time.
So you're using a lot of videos also in your delivery?
Yeah, fundamental to the platform is the power of video. So we have the ability now in our platform to embed content within videos. We have the ability to embed hyperlinks. So think of it like a traditional video on steroids. You can do a lot more with video. And what we find, both in terms of engagement with employees, salespeople, and with their customers, is that the short form of video is just a compelling way to communicate content, especially in this modern era, versus a long form email or white paper or any of those things.
Interesting. And where are you located? But is it all virtual?
Yeah, no, our office is actually located in Needham, Massachusetts, just outside of Boston. But we do have people who are virtual all over the country.
Do you find that certain industries like to use your business more than others?
Yes, we do. We do. We're heavily focused in the financial services business, in the medical device business, and in the high tech business. And what two of those three have in common is that they're highly regulated businesses. And what that means is that getting what you say right really matters. If you're the type of person who works for a large medical device company who's literally recommending to surgeons about medical devices, sometimes in the operating room, about what to do, your ability to be trained on anything from an orthopedic implant to a titanium screw is critical, that you have the information right. Likewise, in financial services, the words that you use really do matter. So we find that in those industries, there's a special appreciation for what we do. And in the high tech world, even though they don't have the regulation, getting things right really matters. Over time, it's expanding beyond those groups, and we're finding that there's value in retail environments with companies like Verizon, as an example. So it's not just for what I'll call the highest end of the sales world, but that's where we started. And now we're seeing this cascade out to additional concentric circles.
What does an engagement look like with you guys? Is it short-term, long-term, both?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, the basic premise is, we have people up and running in as little as 30 days. And generally we do that by picking a project that our team can engage with the sales enablement team and get them up and running. For our larger enterprise clients, it can be a multi-year engagement in many cases, where we're helping them to start something, their team takes over, and then over time, maybe a new project emerges. They require our assistance again, just to get that thing set up. And so we have a really fantastic customer success team whose job it is to provide the amount of help that the customer needs, depending upon where they are in the life cycle.
Well, it's all very exciting, and I'm a big supporter of that. I come out of your first model, the medical surgical products training. My training was 9 months of coaching to get me where they wanted me to be. And those models don't always exist anymore. But Mark, I find it very exciting what you're doing. If somebody else is interested in Allego, I'm gonna get it wrong. I don't know.
Think of Legos. Think it rhymes with
Lego,
Legos. So Allego
like Legos, like the
rhymes with
toys.
Legos. Yeah.
If
Uh,
someone's
yeah.
looking, if someone's looking for you, how would they find you?
Yeah, they can go to allego.com. So that's Allego, allego.com. And that really has everything you need to know, including the ability to contact me or anyone else. You can also look me up on LinkedIn if you want to know more.
Great. Thank you very much. And we look forward to speaking to you again.
Great. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Yeah, remind everybody this is Radio Entrepreneurs.